find the derivative of f of x equals x to the third plus 2x. Now, the derivative is defined as such. The derivative of f at x is given by the following formula: f prime of x, which is a derivative of x, equals the limit at f of x plus delta x minus f of x divided by delta x, where delta x approaches 0, provided the limit exists. So, plugging this in, f of x, f prime of x equals the limit of, now, here's your f of x function, right? We're going to be plugging this blue party into that, right? So it's going to be x plus delta x to the third power plus 2 times x plus delta x. Minus, right? And in parentheses, f of x. So the whole thing right here. So I'm going to put x to the third plus 2x. Now, and all of this is divided by delta x, right? And delta x approaches 0. So it's going to be f prime of x equals the limit of x plus delta x times x plus delta x times x plus delta x plus 2. Now here's where distributive property kicks in. 2 times x and 2 times delta x. So it's going to be 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times delta x is 2 delta x. Minus, and here's where coefficient of -1 comes in. So -1 times this one, -1 times this one. So it's going to be -1 times x to the third and -1 x to the third and x to the third. -1 times 2x, right, would be -1 times 2x is -2x, right? All divided by delta x, right? And delta x approaches 0. Now let's go ahead and find what x plus delta x to the third power is going to be. So go ahead and find it. Just going to go ahead and find this thing right here over to the left hand side here. So it's going to be x plus delta x times x plus delta x. So you're going to multiply. So the first times the first is x times x is x squared. X times delta x is x delta x, right? So I'm just going this times this, right? Now that we're done doing that, go ahead and multiply the top row by the second, by the second one. So it's gonna be like x times delta x. So then that's gonna be x delta x plus delta x times delta x, right? And then it's gonna be plus delta x squared. It's x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared, right? So then you're gonna get f prime of x. Oh wait, and again multiply this by delta x again. So it's x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared times x plus delta x again. So go ahead and multiply the whole first row here in blue times the first guy right here. So it's going to be x squared times x is x to the third. X times 2x delta x is positive 2x squared delta x. X times delta x squared is x times delta x squared. And then go ahead and multiply it by the second guy, which is going to be delta x, right? So it's going to be x squared times delta x, x squared times delta x, plus delta x times 2x delta x. It's going to be 2x delta x squared, right? Plus delta x times delta x. which is delta x to the third power. You can add, so it's x to the third plus, now whenever you don't see a sign, there's really a 1 there, so 2x squared delta x plus 1x squared delta x, altogether 3x squared delta x, plus, whenever you don't see one, it's really 1 up there, so then it's 1x delta x squared plus 2x delta x squared is altogether 3x delta x squared plus delta x to the third power, right? And we're just gonna take that whole mass right there and then move it right here. Equals, right? And we're gonna put x to the third plus 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x to the third power. Plus, now what cancels out here is positive 2x and negative 2x, so I'm just going to cancel that out and just write over the leftovers. Plus 2 delta x minus x to the third, all divided by f of x. Oh, and let's not forget the limit now. So, let me write in the limit. So, limit as delta x approaches 0. So then it's going to be f prime of x, right, equals the limit as delta x approaches 0. Now see what else cancels out. We've got x to the third and negative x to the third cancel out. Right, what else do we have canceling out? Nothing else. We copy everything else. 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x to the third power plus 2 delta x, all divided by delta x. So go ahead and keep going. F prime of x equals the limit as delta x approaches 0. Now what you're going to do is just factor out delta x in your numerator and keep delta x in your denominator, right? It's going to be 3x squared, right, plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared plus 2. Right? Now what do you have in common in your numerator and denominator? You have delta x and delta x, so they cancel out. You're left with 1 and 1. F prime of x equals the limit as delta x approaches 0, where 3x squared plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared plus 2. So what you're going to do now is just plug delta x for 0, right? And you're going to have 3 times, you're going to have 3 times x squared plus 3x delta x, which is 0, plus delta x squared, which is 0 squared, plus 2. So it's going to be 3x squared plus 3x times 0 is 0, plus 0 squared with 0, plus 2. So then f prime of x is going to equal 3x squared plus 2. And so the derivative is going to be that. F prime of x is 3x squared plus 2.